Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. So I'm excited because Brandy, say hi, Brandy.
Hey.
Brandy is going to be hosting tonight's live crop-in night, and she is going to be creating some
Hey.
quarantine pages, which is something, of course, that is fresh on all of our mind. And I saw a lot of people actually commenting about that. Didn't you see that too in the community, Brandy, where people were just like,
Yeah.
samples for the quarantine? Yeah. So hopefully jump on, say hi. Are you seeing the comments, Brandy? Let us know where you're joining us from. Hopefully, you have a chance. I know with all the holidays, it's been kind of crazy. So I'm excited that this is our first crop night after the holidays. And so that should be really fun. Yeah, so you're seeing the comments? Everyone saying hi?
Yes, I'm seeing the comments. Jody, if you will you share this over to my group? For some reason, I can never get it to share right when I'm in through Zoom and then on the live.
Up on the thing.
Okay, but yes, I can see everything.
Oh, awesome. It's so bright and fun, that paper. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing what you create. I'm going to turn the time over to Brandy, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See if I can get it straight. Hey, everybody. Everybody's all commenting. A little better. It'll work. Okay. Hey, from Pennsylvania. Susan was asking me what I'm working on, and I was telling her that I'd bought stuff and I put everything aside to do a quarantine quote album. Well, as you know, quarantine has lasted. And so basically the quarantine album is 2020. So I don't know that I'll per se have a quarantine album. It'll just all go in my 2020 book. And then, of course, now we're still in quarantine, basically. And it'll be in my, thanks, Jody, for sharing. It'll be carried over into my 2021. So welcome to my craziness. This is playing to create from the very beginning. There is no sketch, no anything on this one, as they said in a previous post about the thing tonight. So this is just starting from scratch. I had no idea what I was going to do tonight until I got home today. And then, I thought about it at school because, I got to think about scrapbooking. So I thought I would do a quarantine page. So then I decided, okay, well, let me get out some paper, what looks good. And so, of course, I love the bright colors that's in our Quarantine Life kit. That was a pre-order many months ago. And I wanted to use it. So then I started looking at pictures. So several of my Zoom buddies are on here tonight. You guys are actually in my pictures. I'm going to do a layout because when I saw this card in the Quarantine Life kit, it says Creative Distractions COVID-19. So Zoom has been my creative distraction. I can't even talk. Distraction throughout COVID-19 through 2020 and now into 2021. And we have taken pictures periodically throughout all of these. We've celebrated different nights with different people on. We've had all kinds of 41 states still and 4 countries. Some of these I might pull aside. I just printed out everything I come across. I might save like these two because this was Zoom cropping day 200. We started on March 15th. I did. Tonight is actually day 300, guys. Can y'all believe that? 300 days of quarantine. So I might save these two, but I went ahead and printed them in case I needed it for this. And I won't mention, if I use these two, I won't mention it in the layout because I'll probably do something separate too, highlighting like day 200 and day 300 and the different ones. Somewhere we have a day 100, but I would have to count up days and see what day that was because I don't think we held up signs or anything like we did on these. So there you can see where they held up the signs, cropping day 200. So just out of fun, we've had dogs and cats join us. We even had Kirby's bird in there. We've had, I forgot what all kinds of animals that have joined us. So we tried to snap pictures. So I'm sure somewhere in here, if I looked closely, there would be pictures of a cat. Some of the cats get up in the screen and look into the camera. And so we tried to snap pictures. So that could be another layout of its own. I don't see any cats, so maybe I didn't print any of those. But so that is what I'm working on tonight. Hey, everybody. I see everybody coming in. There's Joanne and Trudy, Bridget, Linda's in Tennessee here with me, where it is frigid. How's the weather at y'all's place? It is, I don't know what temperature it is out here. It's below freezing. It's spit snow, little bit of snow. The dusting we were supposed to get last night went south of Nashville instead of north. So the schools got to close south of Nashville, and I went to school today and still had bus duty standing outside in the freezing cold, even bundled up. So, okay, let's get started here. I'm gonna leave these pictures. They are 2 up. So there are 2x3s, and I put them, I have one 4x6 photo, and then I have 6, I think it is, yes, 6 2x3 photos. Now, again, I don't know that I'm using them all, but in case I wanted to leave them 2 up, it looks a little strange. But especially if you're not a Zoom person to recognize the difference in screens, but I can always go back and cut them once I decide what design I want to do. Hey, Leslie's here with us. My screen's going to sleep. Gwen, it's cold, rain, and sleet. Leslie, you might be in one of these pictures. I was showing them. Zoom is what I'm working on basically, or COVID. And I'm going to use the card from our quarantine life kit that says creative distractions, because Zoom has definitely been my creative distraction. So I'm going to decide, let me set this aside first. Put it up there. And I want to decide first what I'm going to do. I was thinking through stuff since I got through about 20 minutes early, and thought about using some of the big templates because I always have my little ones handy and I forget to pull out the big templates. Do you guys, let me grab those over here. You guys remember to use your big templates? Let's see. Christine says she'll take our cold weather. She's in Australia, so it's like summertime over there for her and winter for us. So she's got the hot weather. But I never remember to use my bigger templates. So we have this guy. Of course, mine, I got it caught in something. It broke one tip off. But that's easily fixable. When you trace it, you just flip the corner around and trace that one. So I still use it. It's the big a la carte keepsake. That's from a previous Kiwi Club kit. So thinking. What is this one? This one's the portrait a la carte. It fits in there nicely. I'm sure somebody's done that before, but I haven't. That's the one I'm in. I'm in these other smaller. Something on my face there. That's interesting. But I thought I'd print one, just my big fat head on there. And then, because these others are going to be smaller and you're not going to be, I mean, I'll be able to see it, but you guys aren't going to be able to see me or any of these other guys that are all in here. So that's as far as the thought process as I've gotten, is that I wanted to use some big templates. Now, whether I leave it like this, I don't know. I'm going to think through this process. And I just used one of the bouquet templates today. I like the bouquet ones. I've used those a couple of times. I love those templates together. Yeah, I've never thought of that, but I bet somebody's used it. I'm sure it's not an original idea. Someone's probably already had that thought before. So I've got scallops going around the edges here. I have the bracket basically around those sides. So in continuing, if this is going to be on one page, continuing with photos on the other page, you want to try to carry that design over. So, I mean, you could either put this over onto the second page as well. Or you can use some scallops over here and also use the brackets over here. So let me make sure there's nothing else in this holder that I want. And I mean, somebody mentioned bouquet, like there's the big bouquet, and it's kind of a scallopy, but I think I'm going to do more of a scallops instead of this, because this makes me think flower, more round, that's more square. So I don't know. Let me stick that back in there. You also have bigger templates like the vintage a la carte that goes along similar to that bracket. So I'll leave vintage out in case I want to use it. It could always come in from the other side if I wanted to. And you have those guys pointing at each other. There's different ideas. I don't know that I'll use vintage, but I'm just going through all my big ones while I'm here. And then one thing I thought, since this is Zoom, while I was waiting for this to start, is could use this if I wanted to do a big zoom. I could cut with either one of my cutters and cut a Z and an M and use the rings for a zoom and kind of overlap them. Of course, I could do that in the cutter too with the electronic cutter, but I'm thinking I might do zoom this way. I don't know, but that was a thought that I had as well. Put those right out of the way for now. And then it's so nice to sit down and actually scrapbook. I've told y'all that before. Doing these lives makes me sit down and actually scrapbook instead of 50 million other things. Okay, so for the sake of, let me go ahead and pick my background pages, because this is what someone needs to find me, because I'm sure somebody somewhere has invented one. There are massive, like sewing mats for tables that are way too big. This one is made old. I've had it many years for making memories. And it only is 23 inches wide. What are people thinking? Making memories and anybody else. If you look up a lot of the others that are online, they are all 23 inches. And I'm thinking, come on, people. A double page layout is 24 inches. 25 would be nice. It would give us a little shimmy room on either side. But 24 at least, not 23. So when I lay out like this, I have to realize that I have another inch coming that isn't even here. So I have, not that I've scoured the internet lately, but that is definitely a need. A lot of people have asked me where I've gotten my black. It's one of those self-healing mats. I cut on it with my X-Acto knife and stuff. And I've had it so long it's old. But somebody needs to invent that. Of course, I have lots of opinions that the scrapbooking industry need to hear me. Here are the papers, the background sheets that are in this kit. If I want to stick to using what is a background sheet, Joanne says, I agree, I need a larger mat. Cricut has one that I use. I have the 18 by 24. Kristen, is the Cricut the one that is 18 by 24? Because, well, 18 would be wider this way. Well, you could turn it the 24 this way and 18 tall would work. Because this one is 17 tall. I mean, that's an odd size. Snacks are falling over here. So this one is 17 by 23, which is crazy. So mine's an inch shorter on both sides than yours, Kristen. Okay, so we have blue on one side that has a nice little check pattern type thing. I'm assuming you guys can see that. A nice blue with a white check pattern, or a white with a gray. That's coming up gray on y'all's screen. There's a nice blue. There you can see the check pattern at least on your screen. I use a scrapping easel, which is 24. I have one of those, Laura. They just don't work for lives. I haven't had mine out in a while. I have a larger mat from the sewing section at Joann's. Hey, Betsy. Yeah, I found some massive ones, but I would love one that's just 24. So maybe I need to look at, I forgot now who said that up above. Okay, so here's the blue that isn't showing up very blue on your screen, but it's a nice, pretty blue compared to what you're seeing. And then there's the whites, and then we have the red. I guess it's more of a pink color. Yeah, it's a pink with a pale design, diamond design, and then a dark blue that you can see the design in there maybe. Of course, remember there is a 30-second delay, so it takes me a minute to see. You can see those there. Jennifer said, I had a nice mat years ago from We Are Memory Keepers, but it finally got warped. Hey, Jenny. Yes, Kiwi Lane should make a wide mat. Yeah, let's get Susan right on that. Look on Amazon. Joni, have I looked on Amazon? I haven't looked anywhere recently. I just know somebody was looking the other day and said they still couldn't find one either that was 24. So I'll have to look into the Cricut one or look on Amazon. Let's go back to this. Otherwise, I can talk all night. So, of course, I have a teal in my Cricut Joy that's in that picture. And if we're looking at pictures here, my scrapbook room walls are orange. So you're going to see orange in a lot of these. And this has some orange paper. So orange is good. We've got orange, black. This one has people with blue phones and a bluish tint to that picture. There's blue in that photo, blue in this one, blue in Kate's photo there. Kate's in blue there. So there's Christine. We got the green of the bird. So I've got blues, I've got oranges. I see some like red colors in there. My phone is pink. Diane's in red. I got the green of Terry Lynn's room and the green of the parrot or whatever, macaw bird, whatever that is. Oh, and I did print a second one that is a face one. I probably should have printed this one bigger than that one. I like this one bigger. My face doesn't look so fat. Different angle. This one you're getting the side of my head and the face. But this one you have the pink of my light and both, so the pink would match, but I just don't think pink is going to go much. Let me lay those out up there at the top. Pink is going to go much with my orange. Pink and orange can go together. I have pink and orange in my scrapbooking room border, but I want a good contrast, which orange is going to contrast well with the blue. There's the like, it's a very, very light blue. Get my pages up. There's white, which we're going to have colors coming in on the other things. Interesting. I typically, those of you that know me, I love bright colors. I typically go colors and not white, but the other papers in the kit are all such nice bright colors. So there's that bright. It's like a reddish orange. You can see mine's a neon orange, and you can see the difference in those two. But we have the COVID paper. This is the little people that say 6 feet and in all directions. And there's the blue on the back of that. Save lives with the little houses. There's your hot pink, like really, really hot pink, which is cool. That's the hot pink that matches my light that you can see. Pull this over. Maybe we'll get better lighting this way. But my lamp, my tall lamp that has an extension that comes out, I don't have it over my desk right now. But that is hot pink, which I know Diane, I don't know if Diane's on here. She loves pink. Okay, so I have a black, which I have a lot of black in my photos. So I'll be able to use black as a good accent. There's yellow. Yellow and orange are Kelly's favorite colors. Here we have the orange, which is a darker orange than mine, but it still goes because there's that lightish yellow orange in there. So it looks well, matches almost perfectly with that color. Light blue looks nice. I'd go with either the darker blue or the white. Okay, so but bright colors, there's a lighter blue on that. Then we have the stripe that is nice and bright. There's a bright orange that's almost exactly my color on my room, since that stands out so much. How about a dark brown? And those I've already covered. So see, I have a smorgasbord of bright colors. Get these back out of the way. So everything's nice and bright. Even the black is on there. A dark brown. For the background, you're talking about a dark brown. I'm trying to imagine how that would look. I'm going to use black as one of the accents. Okay. So see, ooh, that's bright. Trying to think, because you want good contrast with that. And if I'm going to do these two bigger, the portrait and the keepsake on this one, this is going to be laying on top of one of those. So this could be a border if I go with that one. Checking out different things to get ideas. Again, this is a play to create, like from the beginning, that nothing's pre-planned here other than what I thought up in my head in the last hour. I got other things. Yes, the background make the other colors pop. Oh, I like the lighter blue for the background. Yep, I'm getting all different kinds of the choices here. I really can pull out the blue in the pictures in that one. Kate's blue and her coat on that one. There's the blues. And then they were saying lighter blue. Let's see. To compare. I know I'm the weird one. I think I'm gonna go with the dark blue, at least for now, and I might change my mind 50 times between now and then. So this way, let me move these back up here and pull this guy out so I can actually get a better feel of how much space I have. And that's the card I'm going to use. I don't know if I'm going to use that one or not. Okay. Oh, and I have one pattern going one way and one the other, so I need to switch it. Knocking everything over. It's been one of those days. Are you guys back in school where you're at? I always ask the same two questions since COVID's hit. Weather and school, because I teach. Hey, Patty. Patty's our calendar queen. We have been in school full-time. Parents had a choice back in August to send them or to let them be virtual. So I had students at home and at school all at once, and they joined us through Microsoft Teams. Well, at Christmas, they changed it, and we are hybrid. So the first half of the alphabet comes the first 2 days of the week, and the last half of the alphabet comes the last 2 days. So It is really strange. I had 2 first days of school because we are on block scheduling. So I have all new students that I had before school or before Christmas. Some of them I've had in other classes, but it's a brand new classes. So it was interesting to come back, and Monday was an in-service day. Tuesday, Wednesday, I had the first half of the alphabet, and the last half was at home joining us virtually. Then Thursday, Friday, I had the first half joining us virtually, and I had the second half in class. So it's been really crazy. We return to hybrid next week. You're a paraprofessional. You're all remote since before Thanksgiving. We were all virtual this week, but starting next week, my boys will be back to hybrid. A total of 6 days this entire school year. Yeah, we did August through December. My son liked it this first week. He got to sleep in the last 2 days because we're alphabetically in the first half. And so he liked sleeping in and not having to drive to school, sitting around. Our remediation time / it's called PAT time because we're the Patriots. But it's RTI, remediation time, is tacked on to the lunch time. If you have, it's right up against it. And he has the first lunch. So he had an hour and a half between lunch and remediation, or an hour and 20 minutes. And so he ran to Taco Bell here in town and got tacos and came back home and was back in plenty of time for his classes. So he liked it because he can eat out, which would be nice. I should have told him, of course, he wouldn't have time to bring me. Well, he could, but it would be close. Bring me something. Okay, so what I said earlier is I want to carry the scallops over, and that is not something that I use often, is the scallop border. So you can use scallops, or of course we have the new or newer in the last release. If I wanted to do something, since these are kind of wonky scallops on the corner, as I want to call them, you could use something like this to go along with those scallops if you wanted to do something with those, or you can pull just a straight out scallops. Let's see, where's that other guy? It's a little bit different. Or you have the ones that look like this and funky frills. It's kind of a little funkier. We started back this week, but with COVID cases rising, it may not last long. Yeah. We, for the first time ever, I do the COVID student list at school so teachers know what students are out quarantined or have it and what date they're coming back. For the first time ever in the last 2 days, we haven't had any new cases, but I'm sure that's not going to stay that way. I think I kind of like the more leisurely, because that's not, these are a little tighter. I think I like the more leisurely one. Again, knowing me, I'll change my mind. Where's the other leisurely? I want to. I don't think I'll use 2, but I might like one of those better than the other. And I can always get out my scallops if I want them to. Okay. There's all kinds of things you can do. And that's the whole thing with the Play to Create. And what I like, this lets you kind of visualize it before you start cutting paper. You can kind of get the feel of what you want and play around. And I'm not set on that I use this, because I can also pull out the large brackets, which would look similar to this. You can see how that is very similar. So, you know, if I wanted large brackets, there's other ones too. If you don't own large brackets, brackets are all the different brackets. There's the 3. that one. Brackets are popular if you don't own them. Back up for now. Who's scrapbooking along with me tonight? There's 55 of you here. It shows 54. We just lost somebody. Who's scrapping along with me? Because I can set this aside for now. And you can always do something like this. You could have the funky frills on the outside with the bracket pointing in. You could do and swap and have the bracket, I guess, with the funky frills sticking out of it and going this way. And it's going to sleep again. Patty's scrapbooking. Hey, Kristen scrapbooking. Jody is. Oh, Deb's just watching. That's okay, Deb. That's what I do. If I'm watching somebody else, I just watch right along with them. Okay, so you can also take and turn these. You know, it doesn't have to be on the right-hand side. You could turn it in this direction. Just getting a feel of things here. You could have it at the top. All thumbs today. Because on this page, it's going to be a lot of the small photos. So it's just depending. It could be at the bottom. Watching while you make dinner. Watching and learning. Julie's eating. Julie, you can run on up here. I'll still be live while you run to my house and bring me something good to eat. Making cards, Christine says. Christine is our massive scrapbooker, y'all. She's in Australia. And nobody guess that's been in Zoom, and Christine, don't say. Anybody that's been in Zoom, don't say. How many pages do you think Christine did last year? Just don't anybody tell that knows that's been in Zoom. Is the biggest template under the portrait still available? The keepsake? No, this is a previous Kiwi Club kit. This one and the keepsake both are previous Kiwi Clubs. 365, 306, 300. Y'all are way off. I did 174. My goal every year is 100. I did 174. So I was tickled to death with that. But Christine blew us out of the water. Darlene says 600. Darlene, way more. Patty's getting closer. She's got 1,000. Christine, you'll have to help me watch the comments because I don't remember your exact number. I know the vicinity. It is more than 1,000. Can y'all believe that? And she didn't start, well, she hadn't scrapbooked before COVID hit this year. She'd scrapbooked in previous years, but not January through March. Okay, Carolyn's went too high. Yeah, Christine, you're watching. You want to tell them what your number is? How many you did last year? It's amazing, guys. She's like the super duper quick scrapbooker. Several people blew me way out of the water with my 174 last year, which I'm tickled with. But Christine was by far the winner. I'll let her type in the comments what she did because it's an amazing one. Y'all are a little high now. Okay, let me get back to this. Because I could always carry, if I didn't want to use these, to visualize. And this is why if you're a Kiwi Club member, I sometimes, if it's one, there you go. Carolyn and everybody, she's told you 1,056 is what she ended the year with. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Can you imagine? I did 174 and that was a lot. 1,056 pages. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so if I did this, is what I was saying. I keep getting distracted here. You could also carry this over here and it just not have the featured portrait on it if you wanted to carry it over here. And then I could cut these apart and line them up on this and pick out. I could get 3 on there easy. She doesn't sleep. So I could get 3. I would be able to get 6 on this one. Pick out 6 of them and put 6 on this page, cut them apart. And I could have 6 different Zoom photos there. So if I had 6 here, oh, knocking them out. She says that's why Amazon was out of page protectors. Okay. So imagine these 2 are laying up here so that it's 6, or here, I can tuck some under this way, so that we get the visual of 6. So I'm gonna have 6 photos there. I could do this here, and then I could cut these apart and do 2 more smaller ones here if I wanted. And remember, this guy is still gonna be over here underneath this. Let's see. Yeah, she's amazing. She scrapbooks all of her grandkids. Should we even tell them that story, Christine? She is amazing. All of you ladies and gentlemen are. I don't know that any of our gentlemen friends are on tonight. We have a few. We have 3 guys that join us on Zoom. Okay. I'm thinking I like that idea, that this, the keepsake bracket background is going to be on both pages, and then have this in here, and then I can put 2 smaller pictures right here underneath it, cut 2 of these apart, and that's all going to fit inside that frame. Do you ever come out of your scrapbook room? Yeah, she only has a few grandchildren. Don't listen to her there. That can be the next thing we guess. How many grandchildren do you think Christine has? Be fun entertainment tonight. You are going to learn how amazing Christine is and her scrapbooking and her grandchildren. Let's see. And she's up early in Australia because they are 17 hours ahead of us. So 6 in the morning, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's about 11 in the morning. 4, 13, more than 13, Carolyn. 15. Christine, I'm gonna let you watch the comments again, or if you just want to tell them how many you got. Okay, so I'm gonna decide paper wise now what I want in the backgrounds, because this is going to take 2 if I have them matching same big keepsakes in the background. It's going to take 2, and I did buy 2 of the kits. So if I decide to use one of them that I only have 1 of, that's okay. I can, sorry, I'm a little yawn. 6 weeks early on December 18th. I know. I've been looking at your pictures, Trisha. I've been watching those. She's adorable. Oh, Carolyn's second grandbaby was born yesterday. Christine says Joanne is close. So I'm thinking, I'm sure you're going to spoil her rotten, Trisha. I'm thinking I might use the blue that I pulled out for the backgrounds now for these keepsake templates. So that the blue, because I like the blue on with these, because I like the contrast of it. think I like that idea. And then I can always use one of my other backgrounds. There, Christine told you she has 19 grandchildren and number 20 is due in 7 weeks. Can y'all imagine? 19, well, 20, might as well say 20, 7 weeks away. So it's crazy. I only have one special grandson. Well, that's all it takes. One special one. I told Baylor whatever he does in life, he's got to give me grandchildren. Adopt them, give something. I want a grandchild. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So let me go ahead. I'm going to do that first. I'm going to trace these out. She's going for the Guinness Book of World Records. No, Diane posted one the other day, my friend Diane. And the woman had, I forgot how many kids. Christine or somebody that's friends with all of us would have to comment on that. I'd forgotten how many sets of twins, triplets, and a couple of sets of quadruplets she had. It was crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I've never in my life heard of. And that poor woman, was it 60 some kids? I can't remember now. Christine would have to look at Diane's page or something and tell us. It was crazy. Or anybody else that's on from Zoom that's friends with Diane. I'm going to trace this. And again, mine broke a long time ago. I got it caught. I forgot now what I caught it in, but it broke the tip off. But all you got to do is flip it. So it's no big deal. I am tracing on the back because, yes, you don't have to erase, and if you ink, but sometimes with bright colors, what I'm using tonight, I don't necessarily want to ink because the ink makes it more vintagey, more distressed. So I trace on the back when I can. 69 children, I think Joanne says. Yeah, that was it. I was saying it was 60 something children that woman had, all twins, triplets, and quadruplets over over a 30-year time span, 40-year time span. Can't imagine. So I'm sure she has the record for the most grandchildren. And I'm just tracing that out there. Again, it doesn't matter if it doesn't match. You can trace that and make it match. And then that's got aside. Bless her heart, I know. Can you imagine? There's a picture of all of them. It's crazy. If y'all are friends with me, I posted it on my page. I shared it. It's not on my scrapbooking page, my group. But I think my page is public. If y'all want to go click on it and scroll down on my page, it's like yesterday I posted it. You wouldn't have to scroll very far and check that post out. It is crazy. You should be able to click on my name and go right over to my personal page. I just can't imagine. I mean, I only have one son. So I can't imagine, well, I can imagine multiple kids, but I don't have multiple kids, so. Okay, so I've got keepsake traced. Again, this was a previous Kiwi Club kit or Kiwi Club kit template. One of the first ones, wasn't it? Somebody else. I can't keep up straight what comes in. I know it's like a 2018 one, I think. Yeah, she was not ever pregnant. 7 sets of triplets, Joanne said. Yeah. Can you imagine? 7 pregnancies and 3 each time. That's 21 kids of the 60 whatever right there. It's unfathomable I couldn't imagine 1 set of triplets. A better woman than you. I just can't imagine. And I'm a teacher and I'm used to being around a lot of kids. But I'm not around that many. There's the other one, the 4 sets of quadruplets. Okay, so 7 sets of triplets, 4 sets of quadruplets. And how many twins was it? It was crazy. $16. So she had 16 sets of twins. Oh, Lordy. It's crazy. Can you just imagine any one of those numbers, much less all 3 of them together? But there's a picture of the whole family and the poor lady that had the 60 whatever kids it was all over on my page, my personal Facebook. You can see that article. It's crazy. This was like 1800s too, if I remember correctly. Say late 1800s, so it's not like you wouldn't think there would have been medicine around to, you know, like now, a fertility medicine will make you more likely to have multiples. I don't think back in the day was there even fertility medicine back then to make her cause her to do that. It had to have been a natural occurrence, I would think. Oh, she lost, yeah, 1 set of the twins. So all 65 or whatever it was, she lost a set of twins. So 2 died, but the other 65 or however many were left all survived infancy and stuff. 1725 to 1765. There you go. Joanne is our plethora of information here. So for 40 years, she had babies. She lived to be 76 years old. Fertile Myrtle, that is for sure, Linda. I mean, I have a guy I went to high school with, one of my buddies, and he married a girl. He worked at McDonald's with me, and he met her there and married her. And they had a set of twin boys, and they decided they wanted one more, and she got pregnant again naturally, and is a set of twin boys. So she has 2 sets of twin boys. I can't imagine that. And then you see this lady. So Christine doesn't have anything on that woman, but it's still, that's a lot of grandkids, and she makes books for all of them using pictures that their parents have taken of them. She's a good granny or grandma. I'm not for sure what they call her. She looked pretty rough. Yeah, she would look rough. Right? Can you imagine raising 60 some kids? And of course, some are out of your house, but oh my word. I have, well, on a normal day, I have about 60 kids in a day at school that I only have about 20 to 25 for an hour and a half at a time during block scheduling, and I can't imagine it. Having that many all day long. Can you imagine telling somebody you had 60 something brothers and sisters? Joanne, I didn't click on the article because all of that's like in the headlines that you've told us. Did it tell how many boys and girls? I'm curious how close she was to a perfect mix of half and half. You would have to lock me up in a mental hospital if I had that many kids. Linda, it's going well so far. We're on we just finished day 4 of hybrid. We were full in class before school, before Christmas, and we're hybrid now. So like they split the alphabet. A through K comes the first 2 days of the week, and L through Z come the last 2 days of the week. And it doesn't split. Well, one of my classes is split evenly, the rest isn't. So, for example, my first block class has 4 on the first half of the alphabet and 15 on the second half of the alphabet. Nowhere near half and half for me. Now, my other class, my small class, my accounting class is small this time. There's only 9. And I have 5 on the first half and 4 on the second half. So it's as split as it can be. But it is crazy. Still wearing mask. I made a post yesterday. I've had bus duty all this week out in the cold. And of course, it's been cold, cold. The wind today is Arctic. It was cutting right through me, even in my big Alaskan jacket I got while I was in Alaska. It didn't help. I had on gloves. I was only out there like 15, 20 minutes, but woo-wee. Helping in the car rider line of a high school. We still have to help with stand out there and tell the kids they can't go running between the cars. They won't wait till the cars stop before they go in between. There's 2 rows of cars coming through, or otherwise we'd be out there forever if we only had 1 lane. And you have to stand there and tell them, hold up, let them come to a stop. And then make sure they don't go on around the side of the building. My grandson got COVID from his teacher and brought it home to his parents. He only had a headache and a slight fever, but his parents were pretty sick for about 10 days. And the kids at school wear masks all the time. Yeah, we wear masks all the time. He got me too when I went to Alaska. Yeah. Oh, you got you one too. Yeah. Linda, fortunately, I'm knock on my wood here. My table is wood. Knock on the side of it. I have not had it yet. My husband or son, neither one have had it. I think my son might have had it back in November, but they did a quick test on him and it came back negative. He never lost his sense of taste or smell, but he had a lot of the other symptoms. But officially, none of the 3 of us have had it. I had to quarantine back in December because I worked a ball game. I was so careful August through December to stay away from the kids, not get within 6 feet of them for more than 15 minutes. I'd run over and help and then run. We had our mask on and then run back over and slather myself in hand sanitizer. I was so careful, never got quarantined like some of the other teachers. And then they needed, because we have a very limited, only parents and 1 sibling or 3 people total per player can come to a ball game. No students, no anybody. So there's, maybe 100 people in the whole gym. And so they ask for help running the table to get in. And so all of our parents from my school have tickets, season tickets that I had to punch. And then all the parents from the other school had to pay. And then I have to take everybody's temperature. Well, I did that back in December and several people come in at once and the principal come up to help me, the assistant principal. Yeah, he tested positive 2 days later. So then I had to quarantine. Thankfully, I never got it. So which had all the twins? How many? The same lady had all the twins, triplets, and quadruplets. Joanne, my aunt passed away. Ooh, yeah, not good, Joanne. Sorry to hear that. There's been lots of crazy deaths, not just COVID. I've had 3 crazy deaths of friends and family members since Christmas Eve. And it's just crazy. Like, teacher at school that I've taught with for years, he's at my old school now. I've swapped school 4 years ago. He fell over dead Tuesday. Today's Friday. Tuesday or Wednesday one. My days go together now. Walked in from school 53 years old and fell over dead when he walked in the front door. Had a heart attack and died. Okay, so now I use, of course I can change this here in a minute. Some people like the white, the blue and the blue aren't going to go together. That's the lady who had all the kids. There's her name if y'all want to Google her. Valentina Vassiliev. I'm horrible at names. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. The blue on the white. And then this guy is going to be here still. That picture is going to be there. Somewhere I need to put this in. Put that there for now. So I am going to cut these apart. Fiskars trimmer. I'm not going to get my other one out. It's bigger, and this one's so much easier during a live crop to use, and I still love my Fiskars trimmer. Kelly says yes, and her husband took a second wife and had 18 more twins and triplets, but only 15 survived. Oh my gosh, Kelly. So maybe the duplicates were coming from him and not his wife. He's got some very, usually it's like the lady has, not to get into details, usually it's like the lady has, what could be hereditary in his family though. Usually the lady will like ovulate more than one egg a lot of times. Be interesting to know if they're identical twins or not. But maybe the twins and triplets and multiples run in his family since he had a multiples with multiple wives. That's crazy. I didn't know that part. Like I said, I didn't click on the story. So this one's black on black, trying to figure out where that cuts through at. Maybe here under 3. "17 kids too many." Okay. So this is one that somebody shared. It's an Acer laptop. When I'm on Zoom, took that picture because I can get more on. These that you see the orange wall behind are pictures with my reflection in them because you can see my orange wall behind them. I don't know which ones I'm going to pick. It's funny. You can see them. Here's the day 200. I'll save those because I can always use them on another layout. 17 kids too many. I don't think I want that one just because it's similar to that one. I wished I'd printed it big to be over there. Like I said, my face is smaller than it. This one is something on the picture. And it just printed, so it had to be a mess up by the printer. I always reprint it if I use that one. It's got somebody grayed out, blacked out that wasn't there. Can't tell who it is. Okay, I'm talking to myself. Blue, I was trying to make sure none of these are duplicates. I was looking at like Kay's shirt. She's purple there and teal here. Red there. So there's 6. Okay. I'll always swap up here in a minute. This one's got the bird in there with us. Okay. Of course, you can always get funky and you can turn this at an angle. Turn that one at an angle. You know, because it is 2020, or well, it was 2020. This was in 2020. It was 2020, and it is weird, and it was a unique year, so why not make this unique and turn it? That's different. I don't know that I like it, but it would go along with the crazy year. Oh, and I was going to have two over here. I forgot about that. Do this one with the blacked out screen. It's got Jody and Kelly and Becky. This one's got Mary Snyder on it. I don't think Mary's on here tonight. The other creative partners. We have all kinds of creative partners and people get on with us. Leslie was on here earlier. I don't know if she still is. Okay, that's the 200 days of Zoom, so I'll save those two. I might ought to swap out since these all three have orange, and that one looks odd because does not have orange in it to balance it. This puts one orange one over here now. Where's the 200? Those are there. Okay. Tisha, late, been here for about 10 minutes. Welcome, Tisha. Okay, I'm going to straighten these back up. I don't think I can handle them crooked. It's a cute idea to think about, but not on this one. I don't know. I think if I do, these are all lopsided, like it's up on one. I would need something more uniform, like the scallops, if I wanted to add them. So have it just going across the bottom. Is that the small one? Or I could pull out, if I wanted even smaller, I could pull out one of the mini scallops. What border is that? This one is called Scallops Joanne. It's got different size scallops in it. So there's a bigger one. I don't know how well you can see that. But we have mini ones. And so we have mini scallops, which I know a lot of people have been asking for the minis back. So you could use the mini scallops, which I have, but since y'all, well, I'm using the borders that some of you don't have. But you also have scallops in like Frolic. If you wanted to get Frolic, I could add in, it looks cute. And then you would just trace it, add on and trace it across. So that would be possible. Line that up there. And then, of course, we've got to use a la carte contagious somewhere on here. That was a pre-order. That's not going to fit on there. But we can have a COVID layout without that on there. The one that looks like clouds. Oh, these? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not for sure what you're talking about. Looks like clouds. Hey, Mary. actually. That would still fit in there. Have the zoom showing and it takes some of the distraction of my picture. The background, this one, this is an old Kiwi Club kit if you're talking about this guy. It's an old one that you can't get anymore. It's a la carte portrait. It come in a Kiwi Club. So did this big one in the background. But this background one, you can do, if you get the large brackets, that'll get you this one. You can see it's a little bit different of a curve over here on the end, but that would get you that one. You could easily make your own. This one is different. You could make your own scallop border with the scallop templates. And then here, when they meet up like that, all they did is connect it up here at the top. So you could make both of these on your own. You just showed the one she's talking about. Okay. Okay, what ideas do y'all have? Let's hear them. I know Kelly's on here. She's very opinionated. She'll tell me what she thinks. The rest of you are too. Y'all aren't shy. So somewhere I want to use contagious. I need to do something with this border. If I overlap it, or not border, title, to put it in there, because these guys in Zoom are my creative distractions. Those two are going to be inside that. The funky frills. Okay. Let's see, what color do I want the portrait to be? I could use that, but I don't know. I guess some of it would show. It's likely that some of that wouldn't show on there, though. Could make it wild and crazy and have a striped going on there. We could also make it wild and crazy and have the polka dots on there. Yeah, right, Kelly. Like it as it is now, Kay said. Yep, Linda, right. Kelly doesn't have a problem speaking her mind, and that's not a bad thing. Let's see. What would contrast well? Of course, we could throw the black on there as that. That would be different. Darken the page up a lot, though. Let's go wild and crazy. Some of you are going to cringe. What if we do? Pull these up out of here. Polka dots and the orange. And Canadian is not an excuse, Kelly. You like the stripes? Somebody likes the stripes. Somebody likes the polka dots. There you could see what the stripes would look like, how much would be showing. And then here's the dots. I love the dots paper. I just don't know about it right here. There's that. I think the stripes will go with it. I'm going to go wild and crazy, right? Can you do the contagion on it in the other page? Yeah, I thought about that too. Or I can do the scallop border with it over here for this other page. Either one. Again, because this is okay to trace on the back. If it's a dark color, it wouldn't be. But since it's here, I'm going to go in and trace on the back. So Yes, this is shared on the page on the, I think Susan shared it to the Play to Create page, and if nothing else, it'll be on this Kiwi Lane Designs page, and I've shared it. I think Jody shared it earlier to my page. So it'll be there forever and ever, and you can come back anytime, Rhonda. Stripes will show more blue. Okay. The next question is, am I going to cut out the middle of this frame, or am I going to leave it solid? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace it and cut out the outside first, and then put it under the pictures, and then decide, because I don't know how much of it would actually show. And if a whole lot's not going to show, there's no sense wasting the paper, and I can use it somewhere else. Oh, yeah, went to sleep on me again. You're welcome, Rhonda. I froze. Am I still frozen? I can see my hand moving. I'm tracing the template right now on your screen. I've got it already off on mine because of the delay. There. I'm cut over here where y'all can see it better. Okay. What's everybody having for dinner tonight? I'm always on here. This always starts at 6, which is right about my dinner time. Between 6 and 7 is when we eat. And then I never eat until after we get off here. What are y'all having? I'll probably end up with a bowl of cereal. My husband's never fixing his. If he fixes me something, it would be cold anyway. Trying to preserve as much paper as possible. Normally I could cut down through here, and the smaller the paper, the easier it is to cut. But I wanted to preserve this so that I have it to use either as accents or some other page later. Tomatoes. Ooh, Chick-fil-A, Patty, my favorite. Cereal for you. Homemade Cabbage Patches. Ooh, Linda. I don't know that Cabbage Patches to me are Cabbage Patch Kids dolls, not something you eat. Ugh. You have to tell us what Cabbage Patches are. I'm a picky eater, though. Chick-fil-A sure sounds good, Patty. Chicken sandwich, some waffle fries. There's some mayonnaise on the sandwich. Dip the fries in the honey, or you can put honey on the sandwich too. Dip the waffle fries in honey is what I like to do. Red Robin, smoked turkey and dumplings and peas. Scrambled eggs and toast. That sounds good. I could always... Lucky Charms. That's what I have in there, Tisha. Lucky Charms. That might be what I'm having. Tisha and I will be twinning tonight. Go along with that lady that had all the kids. Sad to see that y'all, I'm assuming the Avid Kiwi Lane fans are the ones that are on here. That was today was Amy's last day. She did a live earlier. She's done and finished with Kiwi Lane and moving on. I wish her all the luck. I was hoping I might see her one last time and she would be the one that introduced me. Sorry, Susan. I always love to see Susan, but since today was Amy's last day, I was thinking, oh, that would be really cool if she was the one to get me online to you guys. They always log us in and introduce us and leave us. I love breakfast for dinner. I do too. I love breakfast. It's my favorite meal. Linda says it's hamburger, mozzarella, cheese, cabbage, and seasoning and bread dough, raised and baked. It's amazing. Kind of like a collage. Yes, I'm excited for her too, Kristen. Has she ever said where she's going, what she's doing? I know she got a different job. I don't know what it is. I'm excited for her either way, if that's what she wants. We'll just miss her dearly. She's always had a nice, friendly smile on her face. Cut that off and get rid of this guy. Had someone ask me the other day, every time you do something, you get a different pair of scissors. Yes. Last time I had the blue pair, I think. This time I'm using the Tim Holtz pair, like what we sell. Kulachi. I've not had one of those either, Linda. I don't know what that is. I'm from good old Kentucky while I live in Tennessee now. I don't know that we have those here. If we do, I don't know where to go get one. Remember, always turn your paper, your hand doesn't turn. It makes for a smoother cut by turning the paper. I will bring you on. Well, come on down, Linda, or come on up, depending on where you are. I live in northern Kentucky and I never heard of them either. Donut shops sell them. Huh. My donut shop, if it has that, I didn't know. Okay, so what I do anytime I trace a border or I trace something like this is I take my finger, and y'all have seen, those of you who've watched me before have heard me say this, I can feel across these. You can sometimes eyeball something and see like it's way wonky. But if you take your finger and feel across, like right there, I've got a piece sticking up. So then I can go back through and fix it. I'm feeling around these. I like donuts. I've been to the donut shop around here, but I've not seen that. See, this one's got a piece I can see that needs to be trimmed down. This one's got a corner that I left a sharp edge on. I bet my husband's having a pot pie. I think that's what I smell in there. I can't tell. It's salmon on the cedar plank salmon last night while I was at the ball game working it. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. I might see something later. I don't feel any sharp edges anymore. Okay, now to decide. Ooh, it's wild. If I like, I can see it's going to block a lot of it. Oh, yeah, I still have the one orange picture there over here in these. We'll trim them down to get them to fit. For now, this will give us the visual. So not a lot is going to show, so I don't think, but if I cut out the center though, that would give me the more of the stripe paper to save for later. To cut or not to cut? Of course I want to save paper, so I guess I'll cut. Northern Kentucky. Kristen, have we talked before where in Northern Kentucky? I'm from Franklin, Kentucky, which is south central, south of Bowling Green, right on the Kentucky-Tennessee line. Trying to match this back up, not that it really matters. No, I'm not going to use this on the other page. I'm going to use this paper somewhere else. Template here. That's good enough to trace. Nobody but me and you will know that it's not lined up perfectly. I'm using the back. Oh, I'm using the back side. So it's not going to matter that I just let my pencil slip again. Wake you guys back up over there. My computer's going to sleep on me. I'm from Pendleton County, the small town of Falmouth. If you're a UK fan, then Dante Allen is from my town. No, I'm not a UK fan. I'm not a college fan of anything. Oh, yeah, I know what somebody's saying. Deb's saying, I know what she's saying. I was trying to put 6 on here. That's why it didn't fit. Thanks, Deb. The light bulb just come on. This is going on the other page, not the one with the 6. She's right. Okay, time for a break. Stomach is growling. This is what I bought myself for Christmas for my stocking. One of the things in my stocking. I love the peppermint bark. Merry Christmas to myself. See, that's why I have you ladies here, to keep me straight. Having a blonde old lady dumb duh moment. Dinner time, Laura says. It is here. Oh, Trudy got some in her stocking. They're good. Okay, I've had my duh moment. Hopefully no more duh moments tonight. Okay. So it'd be like this. I could trim these down because I could trim the outline of the iPad out of that one and then make that one the same size to try to get it more even in there. Or I could leave these 2 pictures out and do something with the card here. And it might be cute and have a cluster of embellishments since I'm going to have 6 over here already anyway. So it would be like this. Oh, there they are. I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing one. Okay. There's Trudy in 2, 3. Okay, so that kind of gives you a visual. And then the scallop border would be here. That would be more centered. Centered. Cluster, of course, originally I had this over there. It could go either way. It'd be one of those layouts that would look good either way because it would be balanced. You have the blue on both sides. So it could be like this, or it could be like the way I had it to begin with, which is like this. and then do a cluster of different things over here. Let's see. My thought on that one is I love all my Zoom buddies. Let's see. There's the hearts. I think the pets one is too small. Yeah. How many of you have your Kiwi Club? Oh, I'm going to say goodnight. I needed a bit of a break. Putting your service dog to sleep. Oh, so sorry, Linda. I'll be doing the crafting on the 25th, so we'll try to meet. We'll try to come back, Linda. Then I like that idea. Karen says. How many of y'all have your Kiwi Clubs now? Look at this. The Jax is like the similar to that. Which I'm just looking through my a la cartes. Like a big one and a tiny one. Look at that. How cool. Can y'all see that? How well can y'all see that? You probably can't see it very well. But I was looking. Cauldron. I do love it. You got mine yesterday. Not yet. I almost used it tonight. I thought of it earlier yesterday when I seen about what am I going to scrapbook. I thought, well, I got my Kiwi Club kit. I could do that. And then I thought, you know what? Some people don't want to know what it is. And so it would spoil it. So then that's why I chose this, because I thought, you know what? I know some people get really mad. They like that Christmas surprise of Christmas Day, opening up a gift. I'm trying to find the other Love at Home. That's the other one. So they're both too small. Okay. Yes, I'm one of the crazy people that has all her 50,000 a la carte templates all in one container. That is all my a la cartes stuffed in one of the mix matched ones. I'm gonna say, because I could use one of the new things, one of the new templates, but then somebody would see something that they're not supposed to see. My thoughts went to using my new stuff because, you know, you always want to use it. So, got it today. I got mine. Okay. My hearts are too little, and I think the others are going to be too big. The sweetheart and tiny sweetheart, to get a heart, I think they're going to be not fit. They're going to be too big. I love it. It goes perfect with a bunch of pictures you took. Yeah. Okay, so instead of doing this, because I love my creative distractions, I was going to do a heart for that. What else could I put here? I could use a bracket. You know, hear my Facebook notifications coming in. So if I look at tiny brackets and brackets, this is what I love with these for cards, is to tucking things under with the brackets and a tiny bracket. So it's continuing with the same look. You can continue that up taller to be past that, or you can put, I'm going to be a little long or wide. You could do different looks with this. Like that one fits on there. That kind of ties our brackets back in. So that gets tiny brackets on there. And now this one, I wouldn't want to trace on the back because never in a million years would I get it lined up here. And some people always trace on the front. It's just me personally. I do it so that I don't have to worry pencil lines. Oh, moved it. Okay, trace the brackets. I went with it. Y'all can see some people design their whole page out, but then I get to a point, sometimes I can do that, and then I get to a point sometimes that I got to get some of this down to see what other layering I can do and what papers I have left that I haven't used. And then sometimes, like I said, I can do it, but it all depends on the layout. With this crazy paper, I wanted to get some stuff down so I can visualize, because the paper colors, you know, matter with the layering. Who's finished a page so far? Still got 47 of you guys hanging with me. Who's done? Or Christine was doing cards. I'm sure somebody else is making cards too. Who's completed something? You're faster than me. I'm still working. Of course, I've been talking. Entertaining while I scrapbook. Just because I don't normally always erase, but I don't know that I'm going to ink these edges because it is bright paper. So I'm going to hit it with the eraser. But that's just a personal preference for me. Nope, still working, almost done. Oh, I missed somebody's comment. Oh, they all come in at once. Almost done, Kelly says. Almost done with the second, Lisa says. Nice. Nope, still working on the layout. Well, that's good, Sherry. I'm in good company then. See, you're right with me. I'm just relaxing and watching. That's okay too, Mary. That's what I'd be doing. Or normally I'm on Zoom talking and watching Susan or whoever create. I'll chat along, read the comments and chat along. Okay. Anytime, you know, I told you earlier, I fill across that, I can look and see I have several jagged edges. This is so easy to go back and touch up, guys. So somebody's like, I can't cut better than a first grader. I think that's what she said, a first grader. And I'm like, that's okay. Cut it the best you can. And of course, with anything, practice, you'll get better. But then also too, you can go back and you'll get used to touching it up right here and smoothing out your little rough edges. Because trust me, she's like, I can't do it like you. And I'm like, mine's not perfect. It looks it. And then I go back and like I said, I fill my edges. I'm working on a one-page layout and I'm really struggling. Uh-oh, Kristen. See, that's what I hate about the lives and stuff, because it won't let y'all post a picture. Because then that would be fun. And I'd say, okay, Kristen, post your page and let's all make a comment. But the lives just don't work that way. Joanne made 7 cards yesterday. See, I would say, hey, Joanne, post your 7 cards. Let's look at them. But the life doesn't work that way. Okay, creative distractions. I think I do want to cut out the center of that still, because that is a lot of color going on with those stripes. Okay, so on this bottom corner, let me show you another tip and trick, because I know some of y'all love those. That's why you watch. I wish it worked that way. Yeah, that's what we do on Zoom, Kristen. We always hold stuff up, and I ask people, like, hey, what do you think of this? Or somebody will ask, what do you think of this? That's what we do on Zoom. That's what we do at crops. I mean, Zoom is just like a big crop for us, and we ask questions. So if it's like this, do you notice how this is going to be like over here, like this? Somewhere along those lines. This corner is going to have stuff in it where these 3 corners are showing. So anytime you're cutting in, you can cut in one spot. So you can see, like if I'm looking at that, I can make a little mark to know that I'm going to cut in on that one. And this will save you some trouble cutting these out. So people always ask, well, how do you get that out? You like poke it and cut it, and then you ruin your paper. You could poke and cut right here on the edge. But if you'll pick something that's going to have something layered on top of it, nobody's going to ever know. And what you do is you just cut straight in right here. Okay, so from this side, you know, it's still going to lay and be there, and it's not going to be that noticeable. But then now that gets you into the inside track. And then you can just start cutting around, and you preserve your square that way. Forgot to mute my Zoom group chat, so every time y'all hear that, that's those ladies and gentlemen going nuts over there in Zoom. All right, so see here, you can see, I'm gonna pull that extra little piece off. So now I have this, but this corner is going to be over here, so it's not going to make. And see, look, I really like that cut out. Look at that, how cute. Of course, I like bright colors, and I know some of you cringe. But then that puts this down here on this corner, this here like that here. Actually, we can go up more with this guy. I'll have to play around with it here in a minute. I've got the COVID with the Jacks a la carte over here. This was a pre-order with this paper. The Jacks a la carte is still available. So lay that there. Then also, what I started saying earlier, and I think I got distracted. When you buy Kiwi Club kits, if you're a member, you can go in and get access to the previous ones. That's why I like to have some sets that I know, like the trees one from a few months ago. I love the tree one. I went in and ordered a second set of those, because if you're designing and have a cluster of trees here, you want one over here. Just like if I had more of the contagious ones, I could design better and figure out where all I want to put them, because I know I want one here, or not over my face, but yeah, that would be cute. I know I'm going to have one here in the cluster, whatever I decide to do here. And then I'm going to at least have one over here somewhere, maybe on this side, and it would offset each other a little bit. I could put it different places that I haven't decided yet, but that's where, when you're designing with templates, it's nice to have a second set. So if you win a second set from somebody, or you have a second one, a duplicate, trust me, it'll come in handy at some point. But that's why I order the extras for the Kiwi Club, because once they're sold out, they're gone unless you're going to get them from somebody. So there's a few of them that I know I would love, like the last one with that tree. I ordered a second set, and I'd actually ordered myself an extra contagious, but I ended up selling it. So I feel bad when people come in after like this, but I don't have any more. So I gave them all up. The next thing, I think I'm going to do the striped border for this to tie that in over here, that piece. And maybe because we could piece it together. Let me think that through, because I can get out my other sheet, because I did have buy myself an extra kit, so I have more paper. Or I could have it here and have a contagious on either side. See my paper, that's the center of that. And well, I've got extra here. I could get a long one out of that. But now I've come up with a second idea. If I do this in the center, and then I'd have a contagious sitting on either side. Wouldn't that be cute? I think I like that idea. So I am going to keep my 12-inch pieces over there, and I'm going to use this and actually trace on the back side again. And when you're tracing, it doesn't matter, like on this, you always have to look at your patterns and put it on the front if it's something that's got words or it matters, and then just pull it through from front to back so that you get it in the right direction. Because what happens if like this, you're tracing this over here, if you pull it over and slide it like this, you're going to get exactly what you want. But if you take this, and when you put it over here, you can pull it through like that. But a lot of times people will pick it up and they put it in a different direction, and then their humps will be on the wrong side if you're trying to get certain words. That makes sense. But this one's not directional, but because you want a straight edge on there, always take your paper and match up the bottom of your template like this with the edge. And so you just trace that. This is Frolic, which is a tiny border, mini border, card border. It's had several names, but Frolic's one of the newer ones. And yeah, that ends on a half circle. I'm gonna let that one end on a half circle. Like that. But if you don't have any of these, people are like, I don't make cards, I don't need them. You get the smaller version of everything. So instead of, I've told you guys that before, like, this looks like one of the other borders probably, and it's maybe in McKay or one that has a point, but this is on a much smaller scale. So on your page, you'll be able to have smaller, instead of the big swoosh of a big border, this gives you variety. So the card borders come in handy. Because I have people all the time who say, I don't need the card borders. Yeah, you do. We don't need anything, right? We have plenty. Oh, there they are. What did I do with my scissors? We have plenty. We don't need it. We might want it, but. And I am going to just cut this closely. These small scallops. That way I can get that piece of paper. The smaller You don't want it too small, but then this way I can move this paper and maneuver it easier. So that, remember, when you're cutting, your scissors you're not doing your wrist all around and trying to cut in and out of this like this. You're actually moving the paper as you cut. So notice like my hand is staying still and I'm moving the paper. My stomach's growling. I don't think it's loud enough y'all hear it, but I said that's about 8-inch border, and now I wish I had them. Oh yeah, that you didn't need them. And yeah, I have the 8-inch borders and I use them some. Do I use them all the time? No, but it's one of those, a lot of people are like me, everybody wants that complete set. There's just several templates I have never used. Now I've used some of my 8-inch borders when I've done classes, or I've let people borrow them when I am a vendor at a crop. I let people come and use my templates. They borrow them. And so that mine have been used. A lot of mine have been used, not necessarily by me. But I've used several 8-inch borders. Yeah, it always comes back to bite you. You think you don't want it until you can't get it anymore. And then it's one of those, darn it, you want it again. I have everything except those. I have technically a complete, what I call a complete set. It's not, because I don't have the strips. I sold my strips. Somebody was dying to have a complete set, one of my customers. So I just sold her my strips because I don't use them. And they're strips. They're rectangles. I can cut that. But she just had to have them because she is one that designs fully. And they're nice for designing on a page. But you saw how I started designing and then I take off. I can do it without it. Trisha says, I'm only missing 3 of the 8-inch borders to have a complete set. I've only been a templateer since January 2018. You're doing really well then, Trisha. You have them all but 3. And that was, well, if you're like 8-inch borders, you will like this month's Kiwi Club kit. Not technically a border per se. I won't give it away. I know some of you like a surprise. Like I said, I was planning to use it tonight because I get new templates and I want to sit down and use them. But I know that's why there's a spoilers group, so that we can post and comment and stuff about it. Okay. Oh, I don't want that. I want this. And then now I've got to do my 3 viruses, which again, you've heard me say it. You've heard lots of people say it. Designing is odd numbers are more eye appealing. The rule of thirds, 3 is the best eye appealing. You got your kit yesterday, so yeah. But the rule of 3 is using 3 things or 3 sections of the paper somewhere. 3 is eye appealing for whatever reason. 3, magic number 3. But if you need more, it's odd numbers. So go with 5, go with 7, whatever. So if I do 1 here and 1 on each side over here, that would give me 3. So somebody was giving me some likes and loves and laughs and a wow on there. I don't know. But we've got the orange polka dots. It's got to be used somewhere because I love it. Might be good for the big jacks a la carte. It would be cute for the contagious too. Let's see what else we're going to use. What's on the back side of that? Blue kind of squigglies. We've used that. 6 feet. We have hot pink. We have a dark blue. We've got the blue, which ties into that blue. So this is going to be, if that's an orange, the blue could be on top. I don't know that I want that, but it's a possibility. Then we have, oh, I keep dropping slivers of paper. Here's the hot, hot pink. Like, it is hot pink. Polka dots for the jack. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, to really pop over there. Hot pink stripes. We don't need the houses that say stay home and save lives. We did that. Oh, knock it sideways. Oh, and I still have the Contagion looking paper. I need to use this somewhere too. And then we have the yellows and the black and the orange squares. Let's see. Such pretty paper. Sometimes, you know, I just love certain paper and certain ones are my favorite. I love all of these in here because I love bright colors. So what I do, not my Contagion off on the floor. Okay, y'all see what I did? Did y'all follow along with me? What I do with Contagion? Is it land on here somewhere? There it is. It's in my paper. Whew. Thought, Lord, I'm going to have to get down on the floor. Trisha says, I like the yellow. Yeah, I like yellow too. Kelly doesn't, but I like yellow. Yellow would be a nice pop of brightness. I just want to see how much actually shows on the Contagion. Because the white would pop if we're going to do the jacks and the orange, because my room is in orange. That pops, or the yellow pops. I like all three of those. I could swap it up. They don't all three have to be the same. I could do I could do, if the jacks over here is in polka dot, I could have one of these two polka dot and the other two and something else, whichever one I make the other one over here for. Decisions. That's, dang it, Kiwi Lane. I love all the paper colors. Don't think, even though this matches my light in the pictures, I don't think it's flow well. So I'm going to eliminate that guy. That'll make it a little easier. The blue is going to be, I like it because it matches and it's got some black to tie in all the black in the Zoom screens. But it's not enough far away from the blue that it's going to show. So I can eliminate that one. And then we have yellow, orange. There's that orange too. I'm liking that one, blue. Okay, I'm down to 3. And I don't know what else I need. Oh, you know what would be cute? I keep having ideas. And that's all the fun of playing here. That's why it takes me forever to do a layout. I know, like Christine and some of y'all are Speedy Gonzalez. What if I did one of these on each side? This isn't centered. Then it would have 4 Contagions and one over here would make 5. So I'm still in my odd numbers. What do y'all think? Just at the bottom, or do one of these in each area on each side in the center with a Contagion a la carte on each corner over here? What do y'all think? Do you like it just at the bottom, or the idea of one of these on each side with the Contagion on each corner? Just what? Just along the bottom. Okay, Patty's is in 2 different ones. I'm like, Patty, are you speaking another language? Just the bottom, just the bottom. Oh, it looks like the bottom is winning. I would just do the bottom, but 4 will be cute also. I know you're not much help. Just the bottom, Patty says. She's translating for me. Just on the right or the bottom. Bottom, bottom. Yeah. Okay. So bottom it is. That's less cutting I got to do, I guess. Okay. There's going to be decisions. Over here, we have the Jack's a la carte, and we have Contagion is going to be on top of it, sticking out from under there. I just moved it all around. It's going to look like this layered up under there without me moving it all. Okay, let me lay it on the orange so you can see it better. So I'm going to have two, and whatever two colors I use, I'm going to be using on the other page. How can I make a layout and not use this? But because over here, it's going to be layering over white, you don't want a white Contagion. Oh, and I look up, and that's what Karen says. She thinks it's not going to show up enough. So if we have it this way, if the yellow's on the bottom, I think I'm going to stick with the orange because it's going to contrast more. So first up is a Jack's out of the orange. Again, I'm going to trace it. This is not something that matters in any direction what it is. Yeah, I love the paper too, Karen. That's why I wanted to use it. And I'm doing a layout about the Contagion, or, you know, it's a COVID layout, and I'm not using the true COVID paper. Okay, so I'm going to lay this at the bottom again to trace. Let's see, another good thing, if the template moves on you, I don't have to worry about it because it's not, nobody's going to see this back side but me and you. Oh, notorious for that. And I've got some washi tape over here. I never take the time to put washi on it, but if you put washi tape, sometimes if you've got a bigger template or you're like me and you're just all thumbed and clumsy, you can always put like little pieces of washi tape and just move them, because washi tape's going to pull up and not tear your paper normally. You can do that. Is this the January kit? No, Kimberly, this is the quarantine kit that they did a pre-order for last year. I was going to use the January kit, but they didn't say anything. I decided that some people like to be surprised for the kit, so I have mine here. I actually have mine, and I think Christine is still on here with us, maybe. And Joanne, I have both of theirs sitting over here beside me too to mail out to them because they're in another country. So I didn't use it because some people want to be surprised, Kimberly. Is why. Oh. But it's awesome. There's one thing from it I wanted to use on this layout. I might steal after the fact and post it later. The other thing too is when you're cutting to a sharp curve, you'll notice I cut this side and then I come over here and cut this side. It's easier to cut straight than it is to try to make an angle cut or even a sharp corner cut. So you can see I went in from one side and then I just pick back up on this side and keep on trucking. I have to figure out the settings on my laptop. Keeps going to sleep. Of course, I'm sitting here by myself talking to myself, really to you guys, but it's like talking to myself. I got a delayed, well, I got a Christmas card in the mail today. Are any of you still getting Christmas cards? I get about one a day where the mail has been so backed up. But one of my students, where I mentioned earlier, I was quarantined from working a ball game for exposure the week before we got out for Christmas. One of my students brought me the Christmas present today, her Christmas present. And as a high school teacher, we don't usually get Christmas presents. Parents send them to elementary school teachers, and kids want to take their teacher something in elementary school. But somehow, normally, most high school teachers don't get anything. You'll have a few kids. I usually have about one kid a year out of about 60 that'll bring you something. This year I had two or three. I know I at least had two. I'll have to stop and think. The one today, I don't know how much it is, but she brought me a Michael's gift card with a card. She didn't make the card, but she wrote in there and thanked me for teaching her business skills that she can use in the future. And I forgot what all her little note said. It was just like a one sentence, but I was so thrilled, and to open it, and there's a Michael's gift card. Now it might be $5, but hey, that is $5, and she thought of me because she knows I like to scrapbook. But you know, that is the first time a student has bought me a crafting gift card. So now I get to go to Michael's, and like I said, even if it's $5, I was over the moon. Heck, if it was $1, because she thought of me and thought enough of me in my class to buy me anything, even a card, means the world, and especially this day and age with COVID. But to think enough to give me a card is one thing, but to go get me a Michael's gift card, I've never had that. I was tickled to death. I sent a picture to the Zoom group today and said, look what I got. Look what I got. It's like Christmas all over again. Joanne says she got one today. Kelly got Becky's today. So yeah, it finally got there to Canada. And oh, Leslie's left us here and went over to Zoom. I'm gonna smooth my edges. I got some rough ones, like I said. You might be able to cut it perfect, but I can trim mine to make it perfect after the fact normally. And all it takes is practice. Like I tell my students, you're not just born with awesome cutting skills. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, any of your pro athletes, yes, they were born with some natural talent, but it's not like they can just go out and play and be that good. They practice every single day. Not that you need to practice cutting stuff out, but the more you practice doing this, or not practice, actually doing this, the better you'll get at it. And you'll learn from watching us, like in getting tips and techniques. But it's just the practice is better than anything, is to go in and sit down and play with it. Take some paper, trace some stuff, even if it's junk paper, scrap paper, and go through and trace and practice cutting out. So there is that. Gives a nice pop of color over there. It looks like a half of a big COVID. I could trace the other half, but it would be up under the picture, so it'd be a waste of color. So then if we do a black COVID, we hate COVID. We can make it evil looking black. That would pop over there. What do y'all think? Stick with my bright colors and go with the yellow, or do the black? Or I could cut one yellow and black and layer them and turn them, to turn it so that both are showing. I've never used jacks, but that is so cute. Well, thank you. It looks like a COVID, kind of. There's not a big center in it like this, but same concept. There's a stick with a ball on the end of it. What do y'all think? Stick with my bright colors and do yellow, do a black, and stick it on there. Or I can cut one. How about that? I cut one and see. Let's just do that. We'll see what it looks like. And yes, I am tracing on the yellow, because black, you would have to, even with the lead, you would have to hold it at just the right angle. And I'd be moving my light probably on you guys, so. There's the pretty little COVID. Bright, bright yellow, black for contrast, and black, she says. Yellow, yellow. I think I like black for the left side and yellow and the orange dotted paper on the right, maybe. Yeah, I'll be able, when I cut this one out, we'll be able to see what it looks like. There's Contagious. And I'm going to hack around this one. Oh, wow. We've already been at this 2 hours, and there's still 43 of you guys. Here, I don't know if you could hear my dog. Her nails where she's walking on the hardwood floor. I know Kelly, when I'm on Zoom, will say she can hear her walk by the door. She just come in here and looked at me and walked back in the kitchen to go see. She had to make sure she's not missing any free food from my husband. Layer the black. Layer. The black will separate the yellow and orange. That's what I was thinking, Trudy. We'll see here in a minute how it looks individually. And I always cut a second one because we know we're going to use 3. Or I can use some other paper, completely different paper. Trudy, do you have snow up in New York? Trudy's right here. I don't know that y'all can see her. She's in the Zoom pictures. There's Trudy. There's Trudy. There's at least 3 Trudys over here. Oh, there's Trudy up here in that one too. Y'all are welcome to come join us anytime in Zoom. That link is posted on my Kiwi Lane group. If you start typing in my name into Facebook, it should pop up. Brandy Baucom, Kiwi Lane Creative Partner. And Patty has posted. Patty's been on here with us. She's posted all this last week or so, all these cool calendars. She has made a calendar set for every month, and it is awesome. And other people post inspiration, and of course, then I post stuff on there. But at the top, pinned to that group, is the Zoom link. And you can see there's different people on in these. We've had 41 countries or 41 countries, 41 states and 4 countries. But now I'll forewarn you, we do enable you. Of course, I keep you updated on Kiwi Lane. Leslie, Creative Partner, is in there. Annis joins us. I'm trying to think who else you would know has been in there. Tina Christensen has been in a couple of times. Susan has been in 2 or 3 times. Susan Budge, the scrapbook with us. Amy, who I was talking about earlier, that her last day today at Kiwi Lane, she joined us one day. Did Mindy join us one day? Or am I imagining things? I think Mindy joined us one day with Susan. It's 18 degrees here right now. I'd have to look, Trudy. It's probably feels like that, or it's probably colder than that here. It feels like colder than that. It's probably temperature wise. I know we're at least down in the 20s, but the wind, it's like an Arctic wind. It is frigid. It was cutting me in two, and I'm a big lady to be cutting in two, let me tell you. It was cold outside for bus duty. I'm glad my bus duty is done now. I won't have it again until this like spring / summer. I want to say it's May, maybe, or is it April? I don't know. I have it again before school's out, but where did Amy go? Today was her last day, Gwen. I'm not for sure where she's going. She got a different job, so it's exciting for her, but we're all gonna hate it. Amy was a great one, or she is great. You know what I mean? She was a great live person. Her personality, of course, hopefully she'll still post to the group so we can see her cute St. Bernard. I think it's a St. Bernard. I see his face, and her cute kids. She has twins and another little girl. So hopefully she'll still post. We can keep up and watch her kids grow up through pictures. Don't you feel like you guys know people by like Susan or Amy or somebody who you see their kids through the years? You've seen my son a few times, but you don't see him a lot. Like he's not in this, but you will watch. You're finished. Oh, have a good weekend. You too, Patty. Yeah, Gwen, she is. Okay, so here you go. Here's the crazy contagion in yellow, and it doesn't separate well from the orange. It looks good, but look at the black. That gets your attention, doesn't it? Like, whoa. But do you want your attention to go right here, or do you want your focus on the pictures? That's the question too. Yes, Mary says. I'm not for sure what you're answering yes to, Mary. I have a 30-second, there's always a 30-second delay when somebody's presenting. So I don't know. Sorry. I don't know what you're saying yes to. Do another one we can see about layering it. I like how the black balances the black on the right. Yeah, that's true, Trudy. Or who said that? Trisha, somebody had moved up quicker than I could see. I saw a T and that was it. I feel like I really know you all, even though we haven't met in person. My husband makes fun of me that you all are my best friends. Hey, Kristen, come join us on Zoom. These are all my new best friends. There are some of us. Tonight is night 300 when I get off here with you guys. Bye, Deb. When I get off here with you guys, I'll be getting on Zoom. It is night 300. And trust me, COVID has brought us together on Zoom, and I now have friends all over the country and Canada. I met Kelly since COVID started. Christine was already my customer, but I had never met her through video, if that makes sense, through Zoom. So, and maybe Matt, the photo in black. Ooh, that's a thought too. I like that thought. Okay, let me, I'll go ahead and trace another one. Oh. Oh. Trying to hurry. Anybody else still on that was scrapbooking? I know some of you are just watching. Is anybody else still on their first layout like me? I am. Sometimes I can whip them out quick. Never on a live am I quick, because never am I usually always quick anyway, but much less when I'm talking and looking at comments, having to look up and read y'all's comments. Maybe after you put your kids to bed, I will try and join Zoom. You should. We have a great time. We cut up, we tell jokes, we enable. I keep you up to date on Kiwi Lane stuff. Us and Jonathan and all the others that sell it. We talk Kiwi Lane, but we talk sales at other places and stuff. So just forewarning you, we do enable. We are a friendly group. Some people come on once or so a week. Some people come on once or so a month. Some people come on every couple of months. And then you have me, who's been there since night one. There's some others that have been there almost every single night, but I'm the only one. I started it on March 15th of 2020, and tonight is night 300. That is crazy to think that we've been doing that. But we scrapbook every night. Some people get on during the day. I work on the weekends. They get on earlier. At Central Time, there's usually somebody on from like 5 or 6 Central Time. Not always. Sometimes it's 7, but usually from 5 or 6 Central Time on. There's somebody on to at least, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 Central Time every day. Just depends. Some days they'll go 2 or 3 in the morning, my time, Central Time. I don't stay on with them. I hop on, hop off. So does everybody else. People come and go constantly. We have a great time. It's a crafting. We talk Kiwi Lane. We talk sales. We talk about our husbands, our kids. You know, it's just like at a crop. You go to a crop, you meet a bunch of new ladies. It's the same thing there. You get to know people who you crop with a lot by talking. We do suggestions. If somebody has a question, they don't know how to do this, or what is this, or how do I do that, or hey, what do you think? Just like I'm asking you guys questions to keep myself entertained as I'm scrapbooking by myself. You know, we do that on there. We'll hold up, what do you think of this? Or when we get pages done, we'll hold them up and show them. It is what has kept me, as I tell everybody, it is what has kept me sane. I am a people person. I love to talk, if you cannot tell that. And it has kept me sane to know, and something to look forward to each night, to get on and see their smiling faces. It's mainly all women. We do have 3 guys that join us. Fred hadn't joined us in a while. He's been slacking off since they went to Florida for the winter. Jonathan's on usually every day, just about. And Ricky joins us. Ricky makes cards. He joins us from Chicago some. Jonathan's pretty much the main one that comes on all the time. It's cool to scrapbook with men, and like I said, ladies from all over. You could have 30 or so people on. Usually the biggest number on anymore is, 15 or 20. But in a day, you might have 30 or 40 get on. They just come and go at different times. How about 2 yellows and pop up the black between them? Just a thought. Oh, I've been talking away and cutting, and I missed y'all's comment. 300 days today for Brandy Zoom. Yep, Christina's right. Oh yeah, Kristen's a creative partner. I remember that now that you said that, Kristen. There's several that get on there with her. Trisha's been on there. She's saying she hadn't been on in so long. She hadn't cropped either. You had a grandbaby coming. Gwen, I like that comment too. I'm going to try that here in a minute and see. Christine's made 2 cards. I'm looking and listening for my grocery list. Still on your first. Okay, so I think I caught up with that. Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one still on my first. How you doing, Gwen? Gwen's another one from Zoom. I didn't know Gwen before Zoom. I'd seen Trisha's name before Zoom. I hadn't met her, but I've met her now through Zoom. She's been on with us. You will have to check out Zoom. Your daughter and grandson is moving in with my husband and myself tomorrow, so I will be busy for a bit. Okay, Joanne. Kelly comes on. She was on here. I don't know if she's still with us. She's my Canadian buddy that's on Zoom. I think she's on the other end. Where is it you're from, Joanne? I forgot. Kelly's over on Victoria, or not Victoria. Oh crap, on the island across from Seattle. My mind's gone blank. I don't think it was Victoria. Let me make sure I don't need to trim any of these guys up. They look pretty good that time around. Okay, so here's a yellow and a black. There's two yellows and put a black in the center. Or you could do two blacks with a yellow in the center. That black just looks vicious and mean, doesn't it? Victoria, there you go. Victoria is where Kelly is. She's in Dundalk. Is that how you pronounce that? Dundalk, Ontario. Okay. Kelly, Joanne's the one I was telling you about. It's in Canada as well. You'll have to join us, Joanne. Kelly would appreciate having another Canadian, eh? Did y'all catch that joke? Okay. Tracing my finger. Victoria, yes. Yes, looking forward to it. Okay, well, join us anytime. Like I said, every night. Every single night so far. We've contacted the Guinness Book of World Records. The more the merrier. It's not just the majority of people on there are not my customers, so don't feel like you're betraying your creative partner. There's other creative partners on there with me. We're just on there having a good time. It's not about me selling Kiwi Lane to you. I mean, I do keep everybody up to date on, hey, whatever's for sale goes live today, but it's not like it's something just for my customers. So everybody feel free to join us. We have a smashing good time most nights. We do talk politics sometimes. We talk about the news and COVID, and that guy just cut him off. Y'all see how much I cut off of that by accident. But hey, remember, go ahead and curl it on in. There's no such thing as a mistake. If I hadn't have shown you guys that, you wouldn't have known that I cut off part of that circle. So it's no big deal. Just go with the flow. No stress, no worries. Scrapbooking should be a stress reliever for you. It is for me. And that's kind of, I don't know if cathartic is the right word there, but sitting here, you can talk, you can cut, it's traced out. Instead of trying to spin, I would have to, if I have a silhouette and I have a Cricut expression and I have a Cricut Joy, I can do those machines and I love doing it, but I have to concentrate. Like there is no way I could talk on Zoom and most days and figure out what I want and size it. I'd be cutting it all the wrong size and everything else. This, I can sit and talk, as you see, and cut. We'll get off here before long and finish this up off of here. Some people don't want to stay, but our numbers are dropping. We're down to 39, which is still good considering as long as this has went, but I don't want to overstay my welcome. And I need dinner, and I need to join them on Zoom to celebrate night 300. And then what I'll do here in a minute, once I decide what I'm going to do over here, I'll get off and then I'll post, like always, Susan or I or whoever's on the lives will post my finished layout later. Whether it's tonight, I bet it will be tomorrow. I'm supposed to go to a crop tomorrow where we all have our own, I can't remember if it's a 6-foot table or 8-foot table. So we will be socially distanced, wearing masks. And it's a small crop. It's only going to be like 10 or 15 of us in a building that has been sitting empty. So no germs before us, hopefully. And go to a crop. I'm going to feel like I'm busting out of prison. I mean, I go to work, to school, but it'll be nice to go sit and chat with some people in person. Some of these ladies I have not seen since COVID started. Well, let's cut off that circle all the way around too. Again, just keep on cutting and modify it. You shape him up. He's really cattywampus. There you go. So you know, a virus isn't going to be perfect little circles everywhere anyway. Okay. So I have 3. If I go with my original idea, it was like a yellow or a black here. I could cut out the little Zoom logo and stick in the center of that. So then I would read Zoom Creative Distractions. There's black. So if we did this, you're looking at like, these are all, remember, not glued down. Here's this and this. Or the black and the black over here doesn't look good because there's so much black. So these are definitely going to be yellow. The decision will be what's coming over here, because we could do intertwined our yellows there and do a black in the center. I think it's too many though. It's like a pile of COVID. I don't know, has anybody ever used that phrase? A pile of COVID. Okay, this. Like that. I think whoever mentioned earlier, matting that in black is a good thing. Let me see if I have a scrap of dark of black. I can use my pattern paper, but of course I want to save it. That black. It's not black enough, is it? It's blacker than the black that's on there. That would work for a mat. Offset the black one under the yellow one. Offset the black one under the yellow one. Like that, Kelly? Is that what you're talking about? I'll mat this here. Go ahead and glue it down. It went to sleep on me again. Under it a little more. I like that with the yellow and the black. Under a little more. The black under the black one, under the yellow one, under a little more, like that. See, I told y'all Kelly was opinionated. She knows I love her, but she ain't shy. She'll tell me what she thinks. I appreciate all of y'all telling me what you think. Looks good. I'm gonna cut those scissors and have them coming up over the picture. Have that blade of the scissors coming up so I can tuck this under a little more. And that blade of scissors will be 3D looking and sticking out. What do y'all think? Of course, none of this is glued down or straight. You like the black mat? Yeah, it draws attention to that picture because the black definitely is pulling your attention from all the black, or all the bright stuff. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. Okay, so what I did is I just cut out the tip of the scissors, and I might need to cut it a little more. I just didn't want to cut it. Cutting the scissors would look great. I just want to cut it enough, and you can cut the excess away, but I don't want to cut where it's not showing on there. I can get the scissors up. There we go. So see the scissors, 3D looking, sticking up, kind of goes into the white of the Cricut Joy there, but still looks cute. I like that. You like the black mat. Y'all hadn't even seen me get the scissors on there yet. It's been like 40 seconds to 45 seconds to a minute now. And see, on my screen, on my laptop, this looks red, like a deep red, and that's a bright burnt orange color. That's cool looking. Thank you, Joanne. Oh, look at all the love and the thumbs up y'all give me. That makes me feel good. Take my love where I can get it. Okay, I am going to get off here. We have been on for 2 hours and 35 minutes. I can scrapbook all night long, but I will post my finished layouts once I get them finished. Somewhere I talked about putting Zoom. I don't know. That's something you could do. You could have these two. If I made a big Zoom and I have a Z here and an M, so these are the two O's of Zoom. That idea just popped in my head. Your COVID bugs need googly eyes, Brandy. I like the matte and the yellow and the black on the left. Yeah, I could put googly eyes. That would make for a fun layout, Christine. Or the thought I just had is if I make Zoom right here, ZOOM, the two contagions are the O's of Zoom, except Zoom wouldn't be across. It would be kind of running diagonal the way it is. I don't know. I'll have to play with it and see. But I'm going to get off here and eat dinner. I so appreciate you guys joining me, and I will see you soon. I don't have any more lives for the month of January. I'm sure they'll post February, and I'll see you guys again there. But I appreciate your comments and keeping me company tonight. And look for this post. I'll post it to the Play to Create group once I get finished. And I'm not guaranteeing that it'll be done tonight. It could be tomorrow before I get it posted. So thanks. You can still make them into Zoom even with the googly eyes. That's true, Christine. That is true. Night, Lynn. Have a good night. You too, Mary. But I will see you ladies. I don't think no gentleman ever joined us, but see you guys soon. And I will finish adding up some added finishing touches and decide what I'm going to do. This is kind of the gist of it. Only once have I ever majorly changed it once I got offline. Normally I just add to. So thanks again, ladies. See you soon. Get up here and stop it.